Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I missed you guys. How is everybody's summer of outside going? Hey, listen, before I forget, a big part of my summer of outside is hanging out with you guys. And I haven't done a lot of IRL meetups lately, which sucks. And I want to change that right now. So I have a few things coming up. Most importantly, I want to flag the Nashville Rich Mom Walk is going to be on October 4th in downtown Nashville. So mark your calendars. It's my first time in Nashville. I am so excited. Obviously, I need all the food recs. Obviously, I want to know all the great bars because I do want to drink Nashville's finest things that it has to offer. And most importantly, I want a Rich Mom Walk with you guys. So that's October 4th, Nashville. I'm coming. Also, if you're going to Outside Lands, I'm not doing a proper meetup this Friday, but I'll be around. I'll be bopping around in the Bay. I hope I see you guys there. I just got back from the Olympics, and guys, let me tell you, it was the most amazing experience of my life. I really mean that. I am so filled with gratitude. I am always into the Olympics. I like it. I always watch it on TV. But being there and seeing these athletes in person was like nothing I've ever experienced before. It was so emotional. And you know what it is? It's like, I think this time I really got into the lore of, their stories. And I think what makes it so moving is just the Olympics are about the power of human endeavor. It's about the power of human spirit. And it just is so incredibly moving to watch these world-class athletes come and compete and show us what they've been working on for the past 4 years. It's just so moving. It's so moving. And I'll tell you what else really moved me. I think everything feels so inflamed in the world right now. And the fact that everybody this summer is just stopping and everybody is having good sportsmanship and getting along and cheering and kind of just basking in the tradition of the Olympics, it feels really nice. I think that's also what it was, is it just felt so kind. Everybody was being kind there. Everybody, even if, two fans from opposing teams were sitting next to each other, they would pat each other on the back and, have a kind word. The vibe was very kind. And it felt, let me tell you, amazing. It felt like a breath of fresh air, quite frankly. It was incredible. I think the best thing, seeing the beach volleyball under the Eiffel Tower is something that I'll never forget for the rest of my life. But ending my time on watching the U.S. women's swimming set a world record and bring home gold, you can't ask for better than that. It was insane. The energy, I was very emotional the whole time. And I brought my best friend Jyoti from growing up. And by the way, if anybody deserves a brand trip, she's a human rights lawyer. So if anybody doesn't deserve to go on a nice brand trip, it's her. And I couldn't be happier that I got to take her and she had the best time and we had the best time bopping around together. I've known her since I was 4 and we have the same birthday, which is coming up. We had a bit of a convo. We were like, how are you feeling about 34? And we were like, it feels a little significant. It feels like a little bigger than 33. But here's the thing. This is the way I'm shifting 34 to myself. 34 is the young of the mid 30s. 33 is the high of the young 30s. And I always like to be like the baby of something. So now we're kind of like the baby of the mid 30s. That's what I'm saying, at least to myself. Does that make sense? Yes, no? Don't answer, please. Was in Mykonos before. That was really fun on Brian's batch. And also I have another thing to say. I thought I actually didn't doubt myself, but a couple of people were like, oh, like you're getting older. Are you still going to enjoy Mykonos the same way? Bitch, I enjoyed it more. Okay. I'm not slowing down whatsoever. Okay. My partying, somewhat like an Olympian. I'm not comparing myself, but it's a metaphor. I just keep getting better at partying. Okay. Was in Mykonos for 5 days. Absolutely loved it. All the spots still hit. I honestly could have done longer Euro summer, but I'm back. I'm excited. We are going to talk to Liz first. Hi, Liz. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you, Tinx?
I'm good. What's going on? Thanks for calling.
So I have an update.
Ooh, okay.
I know I called back, I guess a couple months ago.
Okay, give us a refresher. Give us a refresher on what you called about.
Yeah, so my boyfriend's cousin was kind of like being weird, kind of almost like flirting with him and just being really weird with him.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It's the cousin, and so it was, but they were like weirdly close. And wasn't she gonna like live with him or something? Am I remembering that wrong?
So they did live. Yes, no, that's correct. So they lived together at his parents' house.
Yes. Okay.
For a while.
And you were getting really weird vibes. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. And your advice was like, get him out of there, get away from the cousin.
Yeah. Hate a cousin fucker. Hate a cousin fucker.
Yeah. So update is that we have moved in together. So he's out of the crazy household that is. So it's been going really well. And I ended up telling him kind of like how I felt about the whole thing. And he was like, oh my gosh, like I had no idea. Like, thank you for telling me. And now he's kind of like seen what she's been doing and kind of like is kind of annoyed by her.
Oh,
so
good. Okay.
We're definitely not as close anymore. And he's definitely been very supportive and more on my side than hers. So
amazing.
That's good.
Oh, I'm so glad. That's great.
Thank you. Yeah. And so I want to tell you that. So I have another question, not related to that situation. She's also moving back home. So I will not have to see her anymore.
Okay. Good riddance, cousin fucker.
Yeah. So my question is about kind of a follow-up on the episode that you did, your last episode about kind of friends. I know you talked a lot about bachelorettes and traveling and stuff. Mm-hmm. My situation is a little different. It doesn't involve the bachelorette, but one of my like best friends, probably my closest friends for a couple years now, since we've graduated college, we've kind of drifted a little bit. Mm-hmm. And part of the reason is because I feel like I have always made an effort to go see her and, visit. I think like visiting friends is really important to me and something I try to make happen.
Yeah. And,
we call and talk, but she has a very different kind of situation with money and she's kind of struggling with her finances and, we're 2 years post-grad. So I totally get it. Like, no, I am very understanding of that. And I have been. The situation that kind of set everything in motion was for my birthday this past year. I invited all my friends we have like a big Mardi Gras celebration in our city. And we were going to go to this like all-inclusive tent. And I was telling my friends, my boyfriend had some extra tickets for free. So like he was going to get me one. So I said, since I'm getting a free ticket, like I let my friends know, like I can totally buy someone's ticket. If they're struggling, I totally understand, like, coming here is, enough. So my friend who was struggling with money, she was like, oh, I totally want to come, can I take you up on that ticket? And I was like, of course.
Yeah.
So I bought her the ticket. Everything was great. And then the week of, she called and canceled and said that she can't afford to come. And I was like, I bought your ticket. Like I made everything so streamlined. You're staying at my house.
Is it a flight? Is it a flight that she has to take?
No, it was a drive. She was going to drive.
Whoa, that's messed up.
So, yeah. So, I mean, she does kind of live far away, but like our college was also pretty much the same distance. It was like 7-8 hours. So It is a far drive, but she would drive that all the time. So that really like hurt my feelings. And I mean, we talked about it. We were kind of better, but I've made so many, I've gone up to see her at least like twice. And then she went to Japan for a year after college to teach English. And I went up to Chicago to see her like when she flew out. So like I've made all these efforts and I don't know if I was understanding of, the money situation, but I don't know to what point do you kind of.
I mean, look, me, I'm always really defensive of people when they can't, swing something financially. But I think in the case of your birthday celebration, not only had you made it pretty much, from my understanding, cost free or like very low cost because it was just a drive and then she was going to stay at your house and you bought the ticket. So like what else was there to pay for really? But it's also like the planning, like you had put planning into it, weeks in advance by offering up the ticket, making the plans for her to stay at your house and, organizing everything. So I think in that case, I agree you have a right to be hurt because the plans were laid and it was so far in advance that it's kind of like, well, if you don't know, like, as in she's not in that bad a financial spot where, a week before she's like, I can't afford the gas money. I'm assuming, right? Like it's just kind of bad planning and like kind of flakiness or whatever. And it sounds like this flakiness is extended for a couple of years and it's painful. It's painful. And it feels like, you guys are kind of just splitting. You're just getting less close. And that's a really, really hard thing to experience. And, do I think it's partially because of the finances? Yeah, maybe. But sometimes two friends after college just drift apart and that's okay. And here's the thing, you've made every overture, you've made every olive branch, you've made every effort. And at some point you kind of just have to do Mel Robbins thing of like, let them, she doesn't want to come to your birthday party. Okay, let her. She doesn't want to make an effort and call you. Let her. She doesn't want to text you back or ask you how you are. Let her. And then she's making her bed and she's going to have to lie in it when she doesn't have you as a friend down the line. I think at this point, the fact that you're calling me, the fact that you have all these data points, I think you can definitely stop trying so hard because it's painful and it feels like a rejection to try over and over again when a friend is just like not, she's just not doing it.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you so much. We're supposed to call tomorrow because another reason I was upset was that she has this new boyfriend and now like she's gone on a bunch of trips with him. And I'm confused. Like, if you can travel and afford with him, like, why can't you travel like with me? And we're going to go visit our friend who just is moving to New York. She actually just got into Parsons, and I know that.
Yay. My alma mater. Yeah.
Yeah, she's really excited. So we were going to go visit her. We haven't all got together, kind of in my college friend group, in probably about a year. And, we were planning to go visit her. And she just texted one day in the group chat, like, oh, like, are you guys going to be, in New York? Like, I'm going with my boyfriend these dates. And we were like, I was just kind of like, we haven't seen our friend in forever. Like, we should make more effort to spend friend time together. So, yeah, I really appreciate that advice because I've been so struggling. Like, I feel like I need to keep putting in effort, but.
No, I think that she's kind of made herself clear, and it's like when people show you who they are, listen. So I think at this point you got to just kind of don't give up on her entirely, but definitely just kind of give her some space. Oh, she hung up? Oh, we lost her. Oh, she dropped. Okay, well, I feel like we were pretty wrapped anyway. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, look, I'm always going to be the friend who's the first to reach out to, and it's hard when someone is just not on your level. And this is what we talked about on the Medium Friends podcast episode. It's just a friendship is a mirror of two people's investments in each other. So if one person has stopped investing, then it creates an imbalance. So at some point you just have to go, okay, I had that not too long ago with a friend. It was not a best friend. She was like a medium friend, I would say. And I was always fucking inviting her to my house. I was always like, you want to go to Pilates? You want to go to Pilates? And I looked at our text and I was like, oh, Tinx, like, you're a loser. Like, you keep reaching out. And I just stopped. And then she reached out to me a little while later and was like, wait, is something wrong? And I was like, no, nothing's wrong. I'm just like, I didn't even give an explanation because I was like, it's not worth it. But I was just like, it's enough. There's givers and there's takers, and you got to find, friendship is 50-50, and you got to find a common ground. So I think it sounds like that girl doesn't really want to be friends with lovely Liz anymore. So that's okay. She'll find new friends. Liz will, and probably the other girl will too. Anyway, let's talk to Ashley. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
Tinx?
Hey, girl. What's up?
Hey. Oh, my gosh. I love you. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Thanks for calling. Okay? Yeah, I can. What's going on?
Okay. So I'm in a really weird position. I have no idea what to do.
Okay.
So about a year ago, I started working for a new manager.
Okay.
And we clicked about work stuff. And then after about 3 months, she invited me to come stay with her because she lives in a different state. I was like, just come hang out. So
wait. I'm sorry. Back up. Your manager asked you after 3 months of you working for her, you to go stay with her at her house?
Yes.
Like as what? Like a friend?
Yeah. So when I got there, I asked, is this a work thing or a friend thing? And she was like, a friend thing. I was like, okay.
Is she older than you?
Yes.
How much older?
3 years older than me.
Okay. So what did you guys do? You just hung out? Was it fun?
Yeah. Oh my God, we had the best time. I loved it.
Oh, okay, fine.
We connected over so much.
I thought this was going in a different direction. Okay, fine. Okay, sorry. I'm just shut up and I've stopped interrupting you, and you carry on the story.
No worries. We had the best time. We shared a lot. We connected over so much. I was in shock because we had never really talked about anything outside of work before. And I really thought I had left with a new good friend. I really thought a friendship was coming out of it. And I went home and we talked all the time, just really great. She was like, you're my person, you're my spirit animal, all that stuff. And then at beginning of March, things started to change. She started treating me like I did something to hurt her maybe, or I don't know, just every time we stopped talking, she stopped reaching out as much. And when she did, she was kind of rude to me. And I'm an empath and a people pleaser. So
yeah.
I spent a lot of time dwelling over this. And I've even asked her hey, are we okay? And she was like, yep. She basically wouldn't tell me what's going on, but there was a huge difference in what had happened.
Weird.
So yeah. And again, I've spent a lot of time going over this, and we've had 2 trips since for work, and they're both weird and awkward. Just it's completely changed and different. So like not too long ago, I was like, you know what, like I can't go through this anymore. Oh, because since then she had done like a lot to hurt me, like professionally and personally.
Damn.
And I kind of just reached a limit where I was like, I can't do this anymore. You know, like I have tried and I have to move on. Like I can't allow myself to hurt anymore.
Right.
You know, she's a grown woman. Like if there's an issue, she needs to come to me.
Of course.
So I literally, I was just like kind of done. I stopped putting energy and effort into it. Like I was only reaching out to her if it was like work related, and I wasn't hearing from her at all. So then I kind of deleted all of our photos off my phone. I wrote a letter. I didn't send it obviously, and I unfollowed her on all social medias and anything that we were talking on.
Good for
just
you.
Kind of move forward.
Yeah.
And she started reaching out to me a ton. Like I've talked to her more since then over the past few months. And it's just really weird because, I had told myself I would like to get back to a place where we're cool, but clearly not friends outside of work.
Right.
And now I'm just really getting mixed signals. I don't know what's going on. And I really just do want to move past it and get clarity for myself. I'm always a delete and block person, always. Mm-hmm. And I can't do that in this situation.
Right.
She's my manager. I have to talk to her daily at work. So I don't know what to do, but I know that my peace and mental health, I have to move on in some way. And I just don't know what to do,
Yeah. I mean, this is really tricky. I think what she did is super unprofessional. And I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like there's some malintent or negative, kind of vibe from her. And I don't know what her end game is, but I don't like it at all. Any manager should not be doing that. And look, yes, it's a nice thing when you become friends with the people that you work with, but when you leverage that friendship to hurt the other person, especially when they are working for you, that is fucked up and evil. And that's what she did. She's playing some mind game, and I really don't know what it is because you've never shown her anything but kindness. I think you have two options. I think it's either you just be as professional as possible, keep her blocked, don't talk to her, do your job. If you see an opportunity to move teams or to get a new manager or talk to HR, you do that. You can have that route. Or you can go to her and you can be like, look, I am super confused and my feelings are very hurt because we were friends. You iced me out. I tried to move on and now you're coming back. I mean, what's the game here? That option scares me a little bit because I think if she's capable of this level of manipulation, she's probably just going to lie and gaslight you anyway and be like, what are you talking about? You unblocked me and blah, 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 all this stuff. So I kind of feel like you have to just keep it really civil, be polite to her. If she texts you, respond, but don't add any frills or whatever. Just speak, very plainly and just kind of move on because she's clearly not to be trusted.
Yeah, and just some of the things she's done, it's that feels so hateful. I don't know why that would happen. Everything's been so good. It just doesn't really make sense. And, it hurts when you get close to someone and things just kind of change out of nowhere and you can feel the drift and don't know why.
Well, totally. And that's why I think that there's something nefarious going on because it's it's out of nowhere. And what manager invites their direct report over to their home 3 months after they start to work through with them and then do all this shit? It's very unprofessional. And frankly, it's just not nice. It's not a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
So I would steer clear of her. Just be polite, do your job, keep your head down, and just try to stay away from her as much as possible.
Okay. Yeah, because even with this change of shifts, again, I've talked to her, she's reached out more than she has. And for blocking, I've just unfollowed her, so I can't
just leave it. I would not follow her again. Like I said, if she says, "Oh, hey, want to get a beer after work?" Just say, "I'm busy. I'll see you at work."
Oh, she lives in a different state.
Oh, okay, I see. Then that's even easier. So you don't have to see her that much. So just keep it super professional. You never know what she's going to screenshot. So just keep it high level and do your job and move on. And if she asks you to go to her home again, just say no, you're busy, whatever.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks.
I'm sorry you're going through this. So I'm sorry. This is you'll be out of it soon. I'm sorry. This is just a weird experience you're having and I'm sorry about it. I'm thinking about you. Good luck, okay?
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Lots of love. Bye, babe. What a freak the manager is. I mean, I didn't know she was in a different state. That's even more weird that she was invited her to come. So did she take a plane to go see? I don't know. I was getting really creepy vibes from that call from the manager. That's so unprofessional. She could very well just go to HR and be like, this woman is whacked. She could very well go to HR and she'd be well within her rights. Okay, you guys, we're going to take a super quick break, but I want to talk to all of you. So if you're on the line, stay on the line. If you want to join the conversation, it's 844-305-ANDY. I will be right back.